Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today I have from DRC, it's a mini amphibious car, remote control, so pretty neat. You can see kind of like the amphibious version there, and that's what it's going to look like inside. So let's open this up and see everything that we get. Pretty cool. So, alright, so kind of open it upside down, but that's okay. So here is your instruction manual. That will give you kind of an idea of what you're going to be doing with this. So, pretty neat. So it's all in one. So let's see what other accessories we get. Squeeze out all the tires. Alright, so these are the amphibious wheels, tires that you're putting on. So you have to take these off. So this is your remote control. Flip underneath. It takes 3 AAA batteries, not included. I already pre-installed these batteries, but I'll give you a peek at what this compartment looks like. So basically it has a little screw on it. As long as I get the screw out completely, we're good to go. Okay, so that's your compartment. So it takes 3 AAA batteries. And you just put that back on, and that will operate your remote control. And then that is your little amphibious vehicle right there. Pretty cool. I like that. And then it's got the power button that is underneath there. And then these wheels are your ground wheels, so they'll actually kind of like go sideways and forward and backwards once we get the battery all charged up. So it comes with 2 batteries and a charger. And you basically just plug the battery into that little charging port right there. You just got to line it up the right way. So we'll plug that in and get that charging. Doesn't come with a power block, but however you can plug into like a laptop, desktop, cell phone charger, anything that has like a USB to it, you can hook that up. So that is your remote, very cool. And then that is your power button for your remote to turn that on. And it's going to be looking a pair, but since we don't have this set up with a battery yet. And let's take a look at the instructions. And so to get your battery in there, the top comes off. So it looks like this whole body part kind of lifts off. Yeah, there you go. And then you have your little battery compartment here. And it's got its little battery latches. So that lid comes off, and it has a little rubber gasket seal on it to keep it waterproof. And then I think this battery may have enough charge in it, but let's use this one. We'll get this other battery charging. Like I said, it's really easy to kind of swap these batteries out and just get them charging up. So we gave this one a quick drink of power. And again, we'll just snap that into place pretty easy. And then we just fold the wire down and get this into the battery compartment. And it's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but that's okay. And then we'll put this on, and then we'll move these little latches over and make sure they snap into place so it makes a nice watertight seal on that. And just look to make sure there's no gaps. Very cool. And then that basically goes on there like that. And then we'll turn that on. I guess, okay, so blinking. It's looking to pair with the remote control. So we'll turn the remote on. Whoa. And this thing. So you can kind of see it moving back and forth here. Very cool. Let me get it on the frame here. But check that. That is pretty cool. And then that goes forward, backwards. And my cable is a little small. Oh, I'm going to grab it here. So, as I'm like wrecking everything on my desk here. Very cool. So, and then these arrows will make it kind of do that infamous like crab crawl. as long as I don't get stuck on anything. So, very, very cool. You get this more into frame. Still getting used to it, but I love how you can do all those. Whoop! Almost fell off my studio desk, but that is pretty. Try to keep my belly in the way to keep it from falling while I get used to this. But yeah, what a lot of fun this is going to be. And again, so this is the fell off my desk, but to show you how durable that is. So very cool. And then to switch out the tires, basically let's turn this off. And then to switch out to amphibious mode, it comes with a screwdriver, which I think got moved on my desk. So what you do is you basically just take your screwdriver and you are going to be taking this wheel off. So very easy. That comes off. And then you have your amphibious wheel. So it goes on one direction, so you'll see the hex part go to that. And then we will get that screw in there. Okay, so amphibious mode, you're not going to get that crab crawl because obviously that is a different type of wheel that is on there. But we'll get this ready for amphibious mode so we can go down to the lake and bring it for a quick swim and see how it does. So we'll take that tire off and then again put this amphibious wheel on here. And then I think it's actually faster with this on, and you can still do some pretty cool maneuvers with it. But anyway, okay, so let's go down to the lake and we'll test this out in the water and see how it does. So stay tuned. Love this thing. All right, so here we have a small puddle we're going to try out first before we put it in the lake, but very cool. So it's kind of like all terrain. Okay, let's go down to the lake. All right, here we go. Pretty cool. Anyway, pretty neat. Brian from Garage Mall. Thanks for watching and be safe out there.